Good morning. This is Pastor Marvin Osborne with First Baptist Church of Birmingham, Ohio. One of the great stories in the Bible is that of David. When you think about David and as a young boy, shepherd boy, shepherds weren't the most accepted occupation in that community area. As a matter of fact, they were kind of shunned and outcasts in many ways. And we see that David is a young shepherd boy. He was used to being out in the fields alone with the sheep, to protect the sheep from the dangers that may come to pass, a lion or a bear or whatever else. His job was to protect, to feed, to care for, to nurture those sheep until the appointed time. Is that right? And you can imagine that. Maybe that's all he ever thought he would ever be. And who knew that this young shepherd boy would one day stand before a great big giant, and God used the skills that he acquired in that shepherd field all along to sling that rock and hit that giant Goliath, and eventually take the sword and cut off Goliath's head. Who knew that God was preparing that young shepherd boy to now become a servant of the king? And the Bible tells us in 1 Samuel 18:5, and David went out whithersoever Saul sent him, and behaved himself wisely. And Saul set him over the men of war, and he was accepted in the sight of all the people, and also in the sight of Saul's servants. Can you imagine this young boy? He was out in the middle of a field one day, and he went and was doing an errand for his dad, bringing supplies to the troops there, and he hears Goliath blaspheming his God and daring any man to come before him. David rises to the challenge, even though his own family members try to dissuade him from doing that, and he goes down and he kills Goliath, and it changed the trajectory of his life. Isn't that right? The trajectory of his life changed. You know what? You never know what a day will bring forth. You may be in a place where no one knows who you are. You may be in a place where you've done the same job over and over again, and you keep praying, and you believe that you're believing God for something different, and you're ready to give up, and they're ready to give in, ready to run away, and question God, and where is He in all this? And you never know what a day will bring forth. God loves you if you're His child. He has a plan for you. And it may be right where you are right now, or He may have something else. But I know this, that it's not His will for you to quit until He's opened that other door. He has a plan for you. What a difference a day will make. Can you imagine if David refused to go on that errand for his father? Can you imagine if David was a poor shepherd, was never where he was supposed to be? He couldn't be counted on to do what he needed to do. And he ran away whenever that bear would come, or that lion would come, rather than protect the sheep. He wouldn't have been prepared. Is God preparing you right where you are for the Goliath that's about to come your way? You know what? We believe that all things work together for good to those who love God and are called according to His purposes. That you are right where you are, and I understand the angst, and you want to get out of the situation that you're in. You're wondering where God is in all this. You know what? God may be just preparing you for the path that He has before you. I can tell you time and time again in my own life where I wanted to, where is God in all this? Why isn't God answering my prayers? And I'm just tired of being here doing this. I'm not talking about this church here, but but I stayed the course. Stayed the course. Did what God wanted me to do. I didn't quit. I didn't cut bait. I didn't run. I just did what God wanted me to do, and prayed and sought. Ask, seek, and knock. And you ask, and you get off your knees, and you seek. You put those resumes out. You keep keeping your ears open. What's available and so forth. And you knock. You go and do those interviews and see what God has for you. See what God has for you. God has a plan for you. He didn't bring you this far to leave you, did he? This is Pastor Marvin Osborne saying, don't give up. Don't give in. God loves you, and I love you as well. And I'll talk to you soon.